Hello friends and welcome back to MSFS Flight Plans. I'm Nick and once again we've got something completely different for this channel. I have never done anything like this. We are going to fly a segment of an in-sim mission. You guys know how much I love Mamu designs. I'm not going to go on and on about it because I do it all the time. I recently did his cable car pack now that you can hop in and move around in them and get a narration for the local scene inside that thing. And after I posted that video, I told him I was going to post it, but we've been going back and forth on Discord, and he said something to the effect of, hey, have you tried my mission pack yet? And I said, no, you know, I was thinking to myself, I've never done any missions ever in 2020 or 2024. Payware, freeware, nothing. I just don't do that kind of stuff in the sim. And I'm really glad he asked me about that and then sent me a free copy for the sake of full disclosure because I guess I never thought to do it. And this seems like it's going to be really, really cool. I intentionally did not do any part of it yet. I've asked him a couple questions to make sure I understand what we're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to tell you what it is, how it works, and we're going to fly one of the mission segments just so I can show you how cool it's going to be. We'll experience it for the first time. Again, I'm hoping it's going to be as cool as he was describing it, but it's a helicopter mission on top of everything else. He has handcrafted this airport. It's over in Germany. And he said, you should really fly the 135, which was also great. I don't know why he suggested that, but I have never flown the 135, ever. So this will be the first time we've done it. I haven't flown it on the channel. I haven't flown it for leisure. Something about that enclosed tail rotor just scares me, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. If you want to get it, I'm pretty sure you can get it on, I think he's got his own page in Simmarket. I can't translate euros to dollars, but it's probably around 15 bucks, US dollars, I think. And if you're like, I'm not paying $15 for a mission pack, that's fine. Spend your money on whatever you want. But as I mentioned on one of my other flights, I think it might have even been that cable car flight, I would rather spend $15 on 3 days of doing something like this than an hour and a half in a movie. So this is what I like spending my money on, and I have no problem doing it. But again, I'm very thankful to Mamu for sending me this. So here's how I'm pretty sure this is going to work. And I'm pretty sure he's also done up this whole airport, including areas over there. But if you want to start on top of the helicopter, in the helicopter, we're going to get in there, and I have done this. I took a ride in it. The tractor will actually back the helicopter out. So it's going to pull it all the way to here. We'll take off from that little dolly it's got it on, and then we'll head in the right direction. The question, of course, is where do we head? It's like a big scavenger hunt. Wow, look at the reflection on there. I mean, if you put your face right down, it's a little bit blurry, but that's a pretty cool effect. I didn't notice that before. So what you have to do is come in here, let's walk a little bit faster, and while we're thinking about it, because I'll forget once we get in the helicopter, let's go ahead and remove all this stuff, if I can find everything that needs to be removed. What else do we have on this thing? Looks like we got some engine covers. I wonder if the back ones will take the front ones off. We're about to find out. Can we get it off at all? Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if that pulled the front covers off. It did. Okay, cool. So he said, go into the office here, and then look for these coordinates. So I think there's 12 total missions you can go on, all in this general region, since we are, again, in a helicopter. We don't want to be flying around for hours and hours at a time. And we have to enter these coordinates. Now, you can either enter them in your GPS, if you know how to do that. I'm going to enter them in little nav map, and I had to look up how to do that, but I know now, and I'll show you if you want to do it. And my understanding is that once we get to each of these locations, there'll be a little mini scavenger hunt. So not only do we need to get to the general location, once we get there from the air, we need to fly around and look for something he said would be delineated by some blue squares. And then we land in that, get out, and then look for the next clue. And the way he was describing it is each clue, you won't necessarily know. It's not new coordinates. These coordinates will change once every hour. So every 12 hours, you can do the same thing over and over again. But we'll need to write down the clues that we get. And I don't know what the clues are or what they're going to point to, but then there's like a super mission. And if you read this little thing right here, it says that there's like a super mission that you got to get to. I'll let you read that on your own if you want to. There's a little bonus mission, but I think to get to the bonus mission, what's on there? You need to get all the clues first. So let's go ahead and get a little nav map over here, and I'll show you how we'll enter these first coordinates. So let's go ahead and pull that up from my other screen over here, and I'll shrink it down a little bit so that we can see what the coordinates are as we're typing them in, which might become a problem. Well, no, I can see it right there. Oh, there's a little spoiler for you. I was checking out some of the Azores lately. We were thinking about taking a flight over there, but we're not going to do that. Let's just go ahead and get right to where we are currently. Okay, so I don't know how big the radius is for all of these, but I guess we're about to find out because we'll find these coordinates. And I marked something down there at some point, but didn't label it. Let's just get rid of that. Maybe I've already been out here before. I'll just delete that. Okay. Maybe that's where the next flight's going to. Okay, so let's get back to our little thing here. Shrink this down a little bit. Okay, so if you want to put a specific coordinate into a little nav map, you'll go up here to Map, jump to Coordinates, and even though this is written in minutes, seconds, and hours or degrees of latitude and longitude, we can actually type it in just like this we'll leave the N at the end and the E at the end, but then we'll just type the decimal like this. It will still work. So I'm going to get rid of that and then type 51.460. And put a space there. Well, it doesn't like that. Let's see if it likes it when I change this one. That one's going to be 12.9 or 11.987. Okay, it says those are valid, so okay. All right, let's see where this put us. All right, so what I'm going to do here, obviously we've got some helipads here, so let me just put a bookmark right there, and what I'm going to do is see how many other helipads we have. I'm guessing if we need to land this thing somewhere, we'll put it down on a helipad. So let's just put a very obvious... I was also in Colorado Springs. Yes, I've been looking for flights around there too. Let's delete that, and let's just make it like a very obvious marker here. We'll do location. It took me back to centering. Let's take that off. Let's see how far we were. Okay, not too far. All right, so let's bring the helipads on, and if you want to do that, you'll go up to View, Airports, and then hit Heliports. Okay, so there's one heliport there, and then we got another one here, and another one here. So I'm just going to make a very basic flight plan so that I can look over the little nav map to get down there. So we'll set that as our departure. Oh, we need to make a new flight plan. That's taking me all the way back over to the Azores. Let's not save those changes. Okay, so make that our departure, and then we'll come down here, and then we'll just draw... I'm guessing it's going to be around one of these three right here. If not, we'll just keep going up to those. So we'll hit this one first, and we'll append, then hit that one, append, and append. That'll be good enough, so I will shrink this down, put it back over here, and we'll just follow that route. I'll look over on the left-hand screen here, and that's how we'll get over there. Okay. So let's get back over here, and the startup procedure for this looks like it's probably fairly complicated, and since I've never done it before, we'll just Control-E it, so we don't have to spend 15 minutes trying to figure that out. We'll Shift-C it. Nope, got to click on the screen. All right, and Mamu said I just hit Z to get the tractor to start going, and then hit Z again to stop it, and he said if I want to get it to go back in, assuming I could actually park on this tiny little square again, which I doubt I could, you would hit X. So let's just hit Z and see if it gets going. Oh, yeah. Oh, the only thing we're missing are some tractor noises. Maybe I'll see if I can find some and put it in the post. Will, how did you already get in here? We got Will over there to our left. I can't turn that far for some reason. That's fine. I can go that way. That's okay. Let me see if I got a better camera angle here. No, that's about the same. So all I'll do is let him pull us outside of this. And you know what? Let me just see. Nah, never mind. I'll just look over a little nav map. I was going to import it over here so I could see the map down there, but that's fine. Slowly. You got to be safe with it. So once we get up, I'll actually cruise over there and just see if he did mod up some of the other parts of that airport down there. And I can't wait to fly this thing. It seems to be a pretty high-powered aircraft, so we'll see if it's just completely out of control. And this is also made by Nemeth. I thought he just made that Hiller and the S300. Once I was looking through my helicopters, he's made quite a few, and planes. But I mentioned that S300 in one of our former flights is the only helicopter that I cannot fly. Totally out of control for me. Let me know if you've been able to do it. There was another person that said they managed to figure it out. Okay, I think we're probably clear now. Let's just... I'm assuming that we are. So we'll hit Z again. And stop. Very slowly. That's very safe. Good job. And then we'll Control-E it to start it up. Get some noise going to get in here. There we go. Okay, it'll probably take a second to spool up. I'm very excited about this. You know what we might do, assuming that it's not at our first helipad, I will plop this down on each of the helipads just to get a little landing practice. Why not? Okay, so it looks like we have some sort of annunciator panel here. The starter will probably shut off once we get going. Okay. And what does that say? Some kind of pressure, maybe hydraulic pressure. Maybe that will turn off also once it gets spooled up. Yep, off. Okay, great. Okay, let's see. All right, so we're going to come off that way. We have to do like a total 180. We're going to be going back behind us. And just so it doesn't bother me, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing operating, even though we will not be referencing it. Okay, all right, she's still spooling up. We'll wait till she hits a fever pitch. Let's go ahead and check our altimeter. Oh, that's good. Saying we're at 0. That's not right. We should be at 350 feet. I don't know why it zeroed that out. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and see how this baby handles. Ease that collective up. I'm going to pull back just a little bit so I don't hit that tractor right in front of us. Alright, we got a little yawing in that direction. That's... Whoa, got a lot of yawing. Okay, let's... Whoa, good grief. I had to give that full left anti-torque pedal. Man, it's still full left. Okay. Well, we'll just keep full anti-torque pedal in there. Oh, hey, Mamu, there's some of your solar panels. Alright, I just want to check this out real quick, and then we'll start heading back in the other direction. Boy, this thing must have a ton of torque. That looks to be... It's definitely not default. At least not all the buildings are. Let's come off to the side just a little bit. So I think in order to get on the little thing that the tractor will pull you out, once you get in the world map, you'll see where the hangar is. You'll just have to click on that to start. And since that's right in the spot where we're going to be looking for stuff, I'm going to remove that. Yeah, usually if it's default, they won't have like those little glider boxes down there. The static aircraft might be there. That's definitely not a default hangar there. The building behind it might be default. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's get back on course here. I like this weather setting. This isn't the live weather. It was all clouded over, but I'm liking this. And you can see the seasons are turning, which is wonderful. We got some nice fall foliage kicking in here. And away we'll go. Lots of different vehicles down there. I'm kind of wondering if this city that we're coming into is going to be photogrammetry. I forgot to look and see about that. We're going to find out though, aren't we? Ooh, we got a little haze up here. Is it raining too? Well, I may have to change the weather some. Let's pitch the nose down just a hair, bring that collective up. Pick up some speed. It looks like we got about 6 miles till we get to that first helipad, so not too bad. I also put the latest Bing map in the map enhancement, which may or may not be the one that's already in here by default, because the simulator does use Bing maps, but we'll know if we start to see any of these squares change color as we're flying by. That means it's updating the map as we're flying. Alright, so that's just a little haze. I bet that city down there is where we're going to, so yep, that looks like it's going to be it. Well, something's not quite right with that scenery down there. It's going from beautiful fields to splotchiness. Pitch her down a little bit more. And I'm going to trim it over to the... You can see we're leaning to the left a little bit, which is not uncommon for powerful helicopters, so I'm going to trim it to the right a little. Roll her back over that way. Oh, we're getting some rain. That's alright. We never get to fly in any rain. And look, we got bright sun up ahead. Hopefully the areas that where we're looking for stuff are going to be bright sunshine. And I'm secretly hoping that he has added some hardcore helicopter landing challenges for us. That would just ice the cake for me. Landing gear left, retracted. Oh, do we have an operable landing gear here? What does that say? LDGL, retracted. Landing light, maybe? I don't hear the gears moving when we shift it up and down, so I'm just going to put the gear back down so I don't have to land on any metal if these are retractable. Well, that does appear to be photogrammetry down there. Yep, we got lots of multicolored roofs. We'll check these factories out once we come up here. Boy, this thing is leaning a lot. I'm going to go ahead and roll it to the right a little bit more. There we go. That was too much. That's about right. Train yard, are we going to get some trains? Oh, we're going to get everything but the trains. I told Mamu, by the way, that he should definitely start trying to animate more trains. There's a handful of packs that are available. Like you can get the Hogwarts train. Obviously, if you saw our Jurassic World flight, we had the monorail that was animated. I would love to see not only some trains, but I said, Mamu, if you can get it so we can ride in the trains like the cable cars, I could probably just go ahead and die. I will have seen everything I need to see in the sim. I'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and center... Oh, we're getting pretty close. We're getting real close. So let's come down some here. I was looking over there in a little nav map. Bring that nose up some. I don't want to miss this first helipad. We're very close to it. Okay, it looked like it was near a big hospital complex or something. So let's go ahead and pivot around. Ooh, we got a big radio mast we got to watch out for, and of course that huge smokestack. So right now, I should be facing dead at that helipad. I'm just lowering the collective and trying to stop my forward motion. There it is, right down there. There's the helipad. So he said you would be able to see the a very obvious area marked out to land that's not necessarily a helipad when you're in the right spot. So we'll kind of circle around and see if we see anything, and if this is not it, we'll move on after I try landing on that, of course. I like the water effects. I just don't ever fly through rain because it doesn't work well for sightseeing tours, but I'm digging that pretty hard. Man, that radio mast looks fantastic. Love it. I'm kind of wondering if that's a default thing or one of the We Love VFR assets that stick things up in the air for us. Boy, this photogrammetry looks pretty good even up close, doesn't it? Nothing's looking too jagged yet. We got a few little blob shrubs down there, but most of the trees look pretty good. Not a lot of blobs until you get down below the canopy of the bigger ones. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. I'm having to give a lot of, which may be totally true to life for this helicopter, but I'm having to lean pretty hard left on that cyclic. Oh man, do we have a couple people hanging out down there? There's another helipad on top of that other building. See it over there on the right? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't get me in a vortex loop, vortex state here, vortex ring. Oh, I'm in one. Okay, I gotta make sure I watch my descent level here. Well, that was a total miss, wasn't it? We do have some people down there. Let's back it up just a little bit. Okay. Well, I can tell you this is harder to control than like an R22. And definitely harder than that Hiller. Ugh. Let's just see if I can get in a hover here. Come on. That's about right, right there. Okay. Oh, they're wearing their scrubs and everything. Yeah, I've got some serious left pedal on this thing. Oh, I'm sorry, are you guys bored? I see you yawning over there. Well, wait till you see this crash landing. That'll get your heart pounding. Will, hold on to your pants. Okay, come on down. Come on. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, we got it. Did we get a leaner? Nope, we're in the square. Great. Okay, so I'm going to make the assumption that this is not the spot we're supposed to be, so we'll just pop up and head over to the other one until we see something that looks like the place we're supposed to land. Thanks for watching that horror show, guys. And let's see, we need to come off this way. I can't think of another helicopter where I've had to keep this much anti-torque in. Not that it's a problem, it's just different. This thing has some power. I'll blame it on that enclosed tail rotor. I don't even know what city this is, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I can probably tell on the little nav map I'm too close. Let's see. Dieselstrasse? Okay, we're very close to this next one here, so let's just come over this way. And I'm just looking around everywhere in case it's not necessarily near where the helipads are going to be. This is so cool. There's no towns like this in the U.S. You can tell these are very, very old towns just by the way the buildings are lined up. Okay, so I think we're going to be over this way. I'm just glancing left at little nav map as we're cruising around here. Okay, should be dead ahead. Wow, I'm really fighting this thing. Okay, that feels pretty good. What's that little glowing thing on top of that smokestack there? Alright. Just looking around for anything on the ground. We're very close. We've got a nice little construction crane down there. What is that on top of there? Is it a Volkswagen sign? It looks like it. It is a Volkswagen sign. Awesome. Oh, that crane is in the middle of that circular thing there. It looks like a little mini Coliseum. Okay, this does not appear to be our spot either. But that looks unusually well made. Look at that. Oh, and there's someone climbing up the side of it. Well, that's not normal. Oh, and there's cones down there. Okay, he said there'd be... Oh, gosh. Boy, once you stop moving, this thing will start torquing hard. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, assuming I can keep this under control. Look at that left pedal down there. That's full left pedal, and I'm still turning to the right. I don't think I can get it to turn back to the left. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put it down in those cones, because he said you would see 4 cones, but I think it would be a little bit more obvious if this was a spot. I'm going to land it, which is definitely going to be a landing challenge, and then see what's up with that guy climbing up the side of that thing. I say I'm going to land it. We'll see about that. There's something hanging from that crane there. You see that? It's like a panel of some kind. Alright, I'm going to need some more reps in this thing. I'm really digging that Volkswagen sign up there, though. Wow, I would be getting serious motion sickness in this in real life. I'm almost getting motion sickness now. I don't know. I feel like I should not have to be giving it that much anti-torque pedal. But again, maybe that's true to life. I like this approach a little bit better than that last one. Come on. A little bit forward. No, not on the roof of a car. Wow, this thing's a hand. Oh, look, the line just appeared. All right, maybe this is the right spot. All right, and he also said that if you don't... Okay, that's what it is. You got to get close to it. Well, I'm glad I came down here. He said if you're landing outside of the area, you won't see the thing that you're supposed to find. So that's probably not being in it, because I'm not seeing the blue. So let's just go up a little bit, drag the skids across it. That was terrible. That must be good enough. Okay, so let's hop out. We had the lines up here. And I got to click over here to get out again. Shift C. All right, Will, do not go anywhere. Oh, you know what? He told me I need to get into drone mode, so let me get back in. And we'll go into drone mode. Okay. If I could do this all over again, which I'm not going to do at this point, I'd probably take a different helicopter. That is tough. I should have gotten some more reps in this. All right, what are you guys doing down here? Oh, the police are like, who's up there? Why are you climbing on this? You shouldn't be doing it. All right, I just got to get a look at all the characters. Oh. Oh, she is so impatient with this. All right, let's see what's up with this dude. Bro. I think you got to get all the way to the top, man. Oh, he's already got some carabiners up there. Ah, okay, there it is. Cool. All right, so let's see. Locate this sign on each mission. A bonus is located at whatever that means. And I have no clue what any of that means. So I don't know if it's like a cipher that's going to translate to something else. Okay, well, let me just take a quick screenshot of that. Let's see, I'm going to do a snip so I don't have to come back here. Let's go to the snipping tool. Alright, open that. New. I'm just going to save that. Okay, we'll just bring that right over here because I have a feeling I'm going to need that again. Okay, just for fun, I'm going to go check out that one other helipad, although I'm sure that's all we need to do for this mission. And again, I won't be able to get to the next one until the top of the next hour, I'm guessing. So let's hop back in here, if I can get it to work. Okay. And I'm going to zip over to that other helipad just to check it out, and I want to try landing this thing one more time. So if you've seen enough, feel free to check out. But if you want to try to see me flop around in this thing some more, well, you're going to get what you paid for. Now, those there's trees there don't look great. That's definitely photogrammetry trees. But boy, that was a tough landing challenge. Thanks, Mamu. Make me squeeze in that tight little thing in one of the harder helicopters, too. Oh, if we were doing a sightseeing tour, I would definitely have some sort of bookmark on that thing. With that big field there. Looks like a horse facility of some kind. Anything big like that you can see from there. Okay, this heliport or helipad is right over here. Maybe at another hospital or something. Like right over here. Maybe I should say left over here. Where are you? Is it on top of that square thing right down there? Maybe I've got the wind cranked up on this thing. That's only saying it's a 6-knot wind. That might be it right there. I don't know what the heck that is. No, it's over to our right more. Oh, I'm getting sick. It's over here somewhere. Well, guys, this is evidence that no matter how many hours you get in a helicopter and how good you get at flying one or two of them, yeah, you can still totally suck in one that you haven't been in for a while. All right, I'm turning kind of sideways as we're flying this way because... Oh, there it is. It's right there. See it on the ground? And once again, we'll have to squeeze between some trees. Let's see if I can do this a little bit better this time. Man, this thing. Okay. Oh, we got a little fire truck waiting for us. Even though it doesn't look like it in the sim, I would say I've got about 40% left deflection on that collective right now, on that cyclic. That's a lot for any helicopter. Not saying there's a problem with the helicopter, most certainly a problem with me. That's a good looking fire truck. Alright, give me just one good landing. Let me redeem myself just a little bit here. Come on, get over the center. Get over the center. That's it. That's it. There we go. That's more like it. Yep. No leaners. Great. Okay, so guys, I'll keep you posted how this plays out on some of our subsequent videos. I don't want to give anything else away, but I will tell you whether or not it is as awesome as I'm going to imagine it's going to be. What I'm thinking is probably a lot more helicopter landing challenges, probably most of the things in this area, and I can tell you for sure I will not be taking this helicopter the next time until I can get much better at it. Or maybe I will take it just so I can get better at it. But that's it. I'll keep you posted. Look for, if you have not seen it and you are just watching from the sidelines, if you're not yet a simmer, I have started a series about how to fly an airplane in the sim. Starting really basically, I just posted the first video. But if you're like the many people who have contacted me and said, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger, I'm going to get into it, you guys are having too much fun without me, go ahead and watch that series. It'll take you right from the most basic aspects of flight without any of the extra stuff that you probably don't want to waste time learning about, just to get in and get up in the air. We will get more advanced with extra flights, you know, as we're going along with additional flights. But I think that's going to be pretty cool. I've already gotten some great feedback about it, and look forward to seeing you guys again in the skies later.